Welcome, Exiles! Today I'm going to show you how you can make currency with the Harvest League mechanics. I know that many people find this league mechanic to be a bit annoying. For me, however, it has been a lot of fun. The power of Harvest crafts are incredible. If you know how to craft, you can make some mirror tier items this league. That said, you don't have to be a master crafter to make some currency. While there is no direct way to sell the craft on the marketplace, people can still trade you an item, you do the craft and give back the item to them. Of course, you're going to get paid for crafting service. There are a few things that you need to know to be efficient at selling crafts, and we're going to cover all of that in this video. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications if you want to see more videos from my channel. First things first, you need to have an efficient garden layout for growing any tier of seed. I already made 2 videos on this topic, you can find the links to these videos in the description. One video has a simple layout that can be built in no time and can grow any tier of seed. It should be enough to get you started, however, if you find that you don't have enough space to grow seeds, there is a more advanced layout too. That advanced layout has dedicated area for growing tier 4 seeds and also dedicated area for just growing tier 2 seeds and obviously dedicated areas for growing tier 1 seeds, so it has everything that you can possibly need. You can start with the simple layout and switch to the more advanced layout if you feel a need that you need more space. The second thing that you should know before you start doing this strategy is how seed item level works. You can craft an item that are up to 10 levels higher than the seed level. So if we take into account that the highest item level in-game required for rolling any mod is item level 86, then we need to have the seed that is at least item level 76. You can find the item level 76 seeds in tier 9 maps. For this strategy, you have to do maps that are at least tier 9 or higher. My recommendation is to always do map tiers that you can do fast and efficient. If you're not clearing fast enough, go down a tier. That said, you should always do tier 9 or higher maps. Once you have enough currency, upgrade the build and go up a tier. Some extra tips for mapping in Harvest League. You should be running linear short layouts like beach or tropical island. That said, there are quite a few layouts that are really linear and short, so you should see which ones you actually like running. You should focus on doing as many maps to get more seeds. This means that you're not incentivized to juice up your maps like you did in Delirium League. That said, you should still chisel and alch your maps always. You can save some currency by using harvest crafts to alch your maps. I made a video about this topic, you can check that video out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Of course, the link is in the description. The next step is to get some horticraft stations so you can store the crafts. You need to do higher tier seeds to get more life force of 1 harvest, so you have enough life force to buy a horticraft station. All you need to do is plant few tier 3 seeds and you'll be able to get some horticraft stations. Once you have collected a few crafts, you can start selling them. The best place to sell the crafts is a Discord server called Forbidden Trove. It's much better than trying to sell them on global chat in-game. You will want to check harvest service, want to buy and want to sell rooms on a Discord server. People list their crafts in want to sell, so you can check the prices of the crafts and start looking for those crafts when you harvest seeds. Once you collect a few good crafts, you can start posting them in want to sell and looking at want to buy rooms to see if somebody wants to buy a craft that you have. There are a lot of good crafts that you should be looking for. That said, they fall into a few categories. First we have targeted exalted orbs. This means that you're adding some specific modifier to an item. For instance, it can say add a life modifier, add a cold, add a fire, add a lightning, and so on and so forth. Then we have a targeted null orbs. If you don't know what null orbs are, they remove a modifier from an item. With the harvest we have a targeted version of this orb, so it will say remove a life or some other mod. It can also be removed then an add modifier. Those are something like an all plus exalt 2-in-1 kinda deal. If you can get up to tier 4 seeds, you might get a fracture mod. Those are worth a lot of currency, though I'm not sure how big of a market for them are. I sold one for 3 exiles yesterday, so they are valuable if you have them. This is the most complicated thing about this method of making currency, is figuring out what to collect and what is worth something. But I think I gave you a good idea of what you should be looking for, and you also can always reference want to sell room on the Discord server and figure out what are the priciest crafts and look for them. There are a few more things that you should know when trading crafts on a Discord server. In the beginning, people might distrust you and will ask for collateral so they don't get scammed. This means you will have to have few exiles on hand or some valuable item to give them. So you will give them few exiles, they give you an item that you should be crafting on. You craft the item, you give them back the item, they give you your exiles back, and they give you the fee that you asked for. In general, I don't think anyone will try to scam you for collateral, but I would price check the item to see if the item is actually worth the amount that they are asking for collateral. Some other things that people might ask of you is to stream on Discord so they can see you crafting the item. They also might ask you for just a screenshot once they've joined the party in game. This way they know that you have the craft, so they will want you to open a horticraft station with a specific craft that they want and take a screenshot and just paste that into Discord so they can see that you have that craft and you're not trying to scam. So far, I did not get scammed by anyone for collateral. The people on Discord server are pretty cool, and I sold a few crafts. I don't want to be selling a lot of them because I will want to actually use them on some of my items, so I'm kinda hoarding them for a future character. I have one extra tip for you guys. I didn't see anyone do this so far. I don't know if people are scared of picking up horticraft stations so they don't lose the crafts that are in the horticraft station. But anyways, you can pick up horticraft stations. They will keep the crafts that are in them. You can store them in your stash tabs. And later on, you can really easily just search for the craft. It's much easier because horticraft stations called just 3 crafts, and if you have a lot of them, it's kind of really hard to find the craft that you're looking for, and if you're hoarding a lot of them, you might not have enough space to actually keep them in your grove. So just pick them up, put them in your stash tab, buy a new horticraft station. I usually just have 3 horticraft stations, one for each type of life force. Once it's filled up, I pick up another one, place it, and pick up the one from the ground and put in my stash tab. That way I can really easily find the crafts that I'm looking for by searching in the stash tab. When we break this into few steps, I think anyone can do this. Even if this is your first time playing Path of Exile, you can do this strategy, and it's going to give you a lot of currency on the side so you can upgrade your build and beat the game if that's what you want to be doing. You can definitely earn enough currency really quickly to be able to do Cyrus Awakener level 8 or Elder Shaper or things like that. If you never managed to beat them because you couldn't make enough currency to invest in the build, just do this. It's definitely going to pay off. However, this is just scratching a surface on how much currency you could be making with Harvest League, because if you know how to craft the items, then you can make a lot more currency. You can start buying the crafts from a Discord server and buying bases, maybe doing some Awakener Orb, combining items, but those are the topics from some other videos. I'm going to start making some crafting videos, and it's going to be focused on the new players, so nothing too crazy. Start from something simple so everyone can follow along, and then we are going to build our way to some GG items that require a lot of preparation and planning on how you can craft them. Anyways, exiles, this is all. Good luck farming, and I will see you in the next one.